If you thought we were going to come back here and not be all up in your business about this, you don't know us. Because them Bulldogs hunted for days. We're the best team in the nation. We're still the best team in the nation. We're not going anywhere. And Tennessee, up the brownstone. We're going to talk all about it. Right out that window here on Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? We are back. Boy, Tennessee thought that they were the best team in all of college football. I can't get over it. I can't get over it.
I was told countless times. By the way,
yeah.
LinkedIn, thank you for title sponsoring us today. We appreciate you, LinkedIn.
We love you. Love you.
I was told.
Some Tennessee coaches might be looking for a new job soon, so they may be hitting that up. That might be.
I was told that the Tennessee offense, Daniel.
Yep. Well, yep.
Unstoppable.
Well, they are led by Heisman Trophy winner Hendon Hooker. He's got that Heisman locked up in the bag. He put that right in the bag. Well, they are led by the offensive genius Josh Heupel, the play calling aficionado Josh Heupel.
We'll see what had happened, Daniel.
We'll see what they are. They're like the 2019 LSU Tigers, Clint. And when they go out and they play the game against, you know what the difference is now that come to think of it?
Tell me more.
The 2019 LSU Tigers, they had a first rounder at quarterback. They had a first rounder at running back. They had first rounders all across the receiving corps. And Tennessee has maybe one first rounder.
Maybe
on this offense. The thing about Georgia, since we are a Georgia podcast, is, if I may,
please,
we have better players than you.
Okay. We
have better coaches than you.
Irrefutable.
Does not matter who you are, by the way.
I don't. This isn't just Tennessee. Tennessee, just to let you know,
it's the New York
Georgia.
Jets. We're talking about. It could be anybody right now.
There's Georgia, and then there's everyone else, including you, Tennessee.
We have better players, we have better coaches than you, but Clint, we got better fans than you too. See, that's the thing about us. Is we real. We come out here, and it wasn't 3 false starts in the game, Clint. It was 3 false starts in the first quarter.
I believe there was 8 pre-snap penalties total.
It was 8 in the game.
Oh, no.
Clint.
Oh, no.
Tennessee had never been in an environment like Sanford Stadium because there is no environment like Sanford Stadium.
I was told, Daniel, again, from national media prognosticators, who, by the way,
we love you. We love you.
You make my job so easy because you make me look so good.
It is true.
You make me look so good.
And the commenters on this podcast will tell you that's hard to do. It is hard to make us look good, but just watch a national show for a half a minute.
Daniel, you know what I don't hear currently?
No
more Tennessee fans getting their wings right now.
No, I would love it if you were up in the comments listening to Tennessee fans, but you're not. You're not. Georgia fans. Georgia fans are here, and so let me just say this before we jump into the game. Georgia fans. If there's a Tennessee fan in your life or on the internet that was talking to you before this game started,
okay,
that is a written, notarized invitation for you to now give them the business. That is
all the business you can. Please,
it's mandated.
Please,
they deserve it.
Yes.
They want it. It's due to them. So go ahead and give them that. They're not here, or we would give them the business. We would tell them that it's now 24 years and counting since they won the SEC. Better make that 25 because
keep going.
There's always next year, Tennessee fans. There's always let's get into the game, though.
Please,
Clint.
Daniel, please.
Where do we start? Oops, trick question. We're going to start with the defense because this defense Some have said that this defense is worse than last year's defense. Let me stop you right there. Because this defense is quite different than last year's defense.
It's a different vehicle.
But are they worse?
No.
Some have said this defense can't get along without one of its best players, Nolan Smith. Can't stop the run without this stout. What are we going to run out? A true freshman, 13, Michael Williams out there to play about 47 snaps against Tennessee? Is that what we're going to do, Clint?
I think that's exactly what we're going to do, Daniel.
And what's he going to do?
Oh, he's just going to handle his business like he a professional, like he's been there, like he's coached up by these aforementioned greatest coaches in all of America because of the better talent that's there. And he's going to lock down a side of the field. Daniel, this defense, we were on Friday talking about what we were excited about. And we said we were excited about this under.
Oh, yeah.
We were excited about Tennessee being contained. And then what had happened is that they were contained. The run game was slowed down. And we said, hey, you handle their running attack. You handle the whole entire offense. And they tried.
The run, keep them in front of you. And Georgia did it perfectly all game long. Every time they would get a first down or move the ball, and because they got a few first downs. They got many first downs in the game. They moved the ball a little bit.
Yes.
Every time they would get a first down, I would stand and applaud. And my family began to look at me and say, but they just got a first down. And I would say, but let me stop you, because that's exactly what Kirby wants them to do. They are doing. Kirby baited Josh Hoople into running every play he wanted him to run the whole game. He said, oh, you got some tendencies, do you? Oh, when we line up in this front, Gary Danielson thinks he's a genius that when we line up with 3 down linemen, they're going to run the ball.
There's not enough in the box.
Oh, Gary, you don't say. I wonder if Kirby's thought of that. And then guess what happens? We stop him for a 3-yard gain on that run, even though we only had 4 or 5 in the box. And then every catch, just come up, make a tackle, and we move on.
The under routes, y'all. Under routes. Again, Hendon Hooker was 1-2 run, or in this case, 1-2 get the blasted.
Get hit from dead right up the middle.
Correct. The 1-2 read. The one is the big hitter, the dagger, all that was, and he didn't have that, so he came down
all day.
Wasn't there all day. So then he came back down and he did check down routes, he did crossings, he did all the flat stuff, he did all the leaks, everything coming out of the backfield. And okay, great. You can have that 6-yard under route.
Kirby literally said, "Please take it.
Please take it," because guess what we're going to do. And this is the point that I was most excited to talk about. You saw a technical tackling team tonight.
You've never seen tackling like that in the secondary.
I have not. This secondary, Kirby, it was clear as day again. Kirby baited them in the throws, and then when they did make those throws, he said, "All right, DBs, guess what? I'm going to leave your one-on-one, your man coverage on this. We're going to take out these other routes, but when you come up, you got to make a tackle. If you don't make a tackle, they are going to run for 10 yards."
You could see it from the first series of the game, Clint. These DBs came to tackle.
They were wrapping up. They were bringing hips.
Kamari Lassiter.
Malachi
Starks. These guys are bona fide thumpers. They will hurt you now. They will come up and hit you with some bad intentions. Now, number 5, we're going to get to you in the second segment.
No, 5. We keeping you.
We coming to you in a minute.
Because we got music.
Let me talk over here about 24 and 3, because these guys will hit you, and they will just take those bad words right out of your mouth, Clint, when they do. Malachi Starks made every play that was asked of him.
Every tackle.
He made every tackle. He was in position all game. The only touchdown that they scored, we don't get home on the blitz, and he's one-on-one with Hyatt, and he gets beat to the inside. Is what we said was going to happen. Listen, Hyatt beats every safety in America, one-on-one down the field. But Hendon Hooker didn't make very many of those throws, and we're going to talk about why.
That was the one.
Back to the second segment, because there's so many aspects to this defense, Clint, that played outside of their minds.
We're going to clean up more, right? We're going to come back and pick up the crumbs.
Yes, we're going to pick this up right here. But first, we're going to talk about LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, your fantastic place to get every single job offer that you need out to the people that you want to see it. You don't want random Tennessee guy looking at your job posting and saying, oh, I might want to apply for this. Don't allow that.
Tennessee fans spent all their money trying to get into Sanford Stadium so that they could affect the game.
Did that work, though, Daniel? Did they get – oh, it wasn't 40% orange in that stadium, Daniel?
Well, no, it wasn't. Okay. But they do need money, so they are going to be applying for jobs now.
So maybe they can get over LinkedIn. LinkedIn's your spot to get over there. Millions and millions of network all over the place. Right now, you could get a job posting for free at LinkedIn, the right job that you need. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege for your free job posting. You get millions and millions of networks, all the people, the right candidates for your job. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege.
All right, Clint.
Yes.
The floor is yours. Pick up where we left
off. Okay. I need desperately to talk about this defensive coaching staff and the job they did with this defensive line.
Yeah.
Because, Daniel.
Yeah, 97, 96, 90. These guys coming out here. Bear Alexander coming out here making plays.
Stackhouse, Bear.
13 coming out here making plays.
You can freaking put... oh my gosh! I was so excited I forgot Cat's name because you started listening to all the rest of it. You put Norton Jr. out there.
Yeah, Daniel. We're all out there. We all out here making plays.
They are underclassmen. Okay, Beal goes out with an injury. Nolan Smith out with an injury. We got Bear Alexander, Nazir, Norton. We got all them cats. A true freshman out on the field. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Daniel?
One of the reasons it didn't matter because this coaching staff, a second reason it didn't matter is because they were standing next to the best defensive player in all of college football.
I was giving props where props is due.
Yep, sure.
Okay, sure. Let's talk about all these guys who were coached well, got in the right position, came in with a game plan, came in with clear dictation, and got after the passer, got after. And we're going to talk about the coaching. The other thing before we get to Jalen, you saw the coaching staff also know the tendency of the team. This coaching staff knows the tendencies of our team so insanely well because at the end of the game, Daniel, you saw things get turned up. Dial blitzes started just skyrocketing. You know why? Because Kirby looked at Shu and was like, hey, Shu, we got to start unloading bullets because these guys are in fact tired because this has been a dogfight because we've been dominating. They're gassed, they're tired, and we need to keep the pressure on. Send nickel and safety blitzes off the edge for days. And they did. And they kept the run game in front of them. With that being said, so again, coaching staff and all the players, player development is out of this world. Daniel, I can't believe how these coaches get the most out of these players every single week. It's incredible to me.
Yeah.
Truly insane.
Clint is going to hit that refresh button on his browser, and then while I tell you about Jalen Carter, because this defensive line played great. It was a great performance by them. There were dudes coming from all over, but there was one guy who absolutely could not be stopped. He was responsible for 2 forced fumbles, one of which was recovered for a safety that we were screwed out of as Georgia fans. We are all too used to that. And the other was recovered by our offense or by our defense for a second takeaway. Jalen Carter was an animal. Jalen Carter got whatever he wanted whenever he wanted, and Clint and I were on here last week saying you can try to come at Hendon Hooker off the edge, and we did that a little bit, as Clint just said. There's a great shot of Clint's fridge.
It's my fridge
if you're watching on YouTube. This is why you watch on YouTube, just so you get the inside scoop. We did come off the edge a little bit, but all those Hendon Hooker did take some deep shots in this game.
He did.
And he missed them all. Clint, overthrows, underthrows.
He was terrified of being
threw it out of
smacked in the
bounds.
mouth.
But every single one of those throws, there was a guy right in his face coming right up the brownstone window straight at him. That's where you have to pressure Hendon Hooker. That's what we said on the pod, and that's exactly what this Georgia defense did. We cannot talk enough about the mettle of this defense.
Oh my gosh. It's insane.
Acclaim of this defense. Keely Ringo, welcome
Let's get
home.
there. Let's
You're
get there.
a hero.
Come on.
You're a gentleman and a scholar. We're stupid.
Hold on.
We're idiots. And you're very intelligent. We are very unattractive. And you are very good looking. You have it all, and we're nothing. Keely Ringo, stay forever, because that play that you made on that ball to go intercept that ball in the end zone, no corner in college football makes that play, okay? You might break that ball up.
Sure.
You might keep the receiver from catching it.
You might get a PI.
You might get a PI, which if you break a ball up against Tennessee, it is a pass interference claim.
Correct.
It's holding. No, it's a holding because we don't even know. The ball's in the air, but still somehow it's a holding.
That's interesting.
We just don't know what that is, but we're going to call something. Keely Ringo is an absolute stud. We're going to continue to talk about him as the week goes on. But we got to get to the offense in the third segment. Before we do, let me just say, if you recall, after week 1 of last season, Clint, 2021 week 1, you and I were there. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina.
We were.
Watching this Georgia-Clemson game. And Kirby comes out on the post-game news conference, and he says, listen, people think we're crazy. But around here, we're trying to hold teams under 13 points. And no one thinks we can do that anymore. But I say, why not? And that quote, that mantra of why not? Why can't we stop this offense?
Mm-hmm.
That has become the rallying cry of this Georgia defense. And have there been a few games in the Kirby Smart era where we have given up more than our fair share of points? Absolutely. Yes, we have. But it don't happen very much. And you've got to be truly elite for that to happen against us. And Tennessee,
are they elite, Daniel?
I can't see if you're out there or not. You're not elite. You can't do it because you're not good enough to do it. Because 1, we have better players.
There it is.
2, we have better coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Smart is better than Josh Heupel 50 times out of 50. And 3, we have better fans and better environments that your never been there before team isn't ready for.
Do you see that? Like that's what was on display so much. Daniel.
One team belongs, and one team has never been there before, and is just looking around going, I can't believe I got invited to this party. Oh my God, do you see who that is? That's Jalen Carter. I can't believe I'm here.
It was evident. Keely Ringo, and by the way, Kamari Lassiter.
Yep.
Welcome to right now. Today, you are one of my favorite dogs of all time.
Love it. We got a whole segment on the secondary coming tomorrow.
Just to let you know.
I feel like.
Okay, so let's get a couple things cleaned up on the offensive side before we go to segment 3, in which we will come back in earnest and do offensive side. But Daniel, I want to start here. I know Stetson was slinging it around. I know that he was hitting people. I get that, understandably. Sure. But I want to go to the unit of this team that we said preseason could be the strongest unit of this entire team.
And then what happened?
And then they turned out to be those guys that were the strongest unit on this team and is carrying this team. I saw Broderick Jones on the offensive line murder a defensive back on a screen pass, Lad McConkey, that opened it up fully for him. I saw guards getting absolutely mauling defensive linemen every single time.
Was everything you wanted in this game.
And Tate Ratledge, you guys came alive. You guys showed me.
McClendon played a little guard too. Well, while we had different personnel out of right tackle,
I saw
they mixed and matched because Truss was out, and boy, this offensive line got it done, Clint. I was told Tennessee's got a very stout run defense, second best run defense in the SEC behind somebody I can't even think of who would be number one.
That'd be weird.
One of these teams stopped the run today, and the other team was Tennessee.
So look, if you don't understand, this offensive line can go up. See, this is where things get very, very unique for Georgia fans in the future of these coming weeks. If you don't understand that you take anybody's defense and you say, come at us and try to stop our run game, you come, I don't care who's in the backfield. Kenny, Dejon, Milton, I don't care. Because I know we're getting 3.5 easy. After that, it's 6, 7 as we continue to break runs off. Because this offensive line is playing at an elite level.
Level. And when you bring extra guys in the box, Clint.
Okay, what happens then?
Yeah, well, let's get to that right after we talk to the fine folks about BetOnline. Now, BetOnline, you know this. They're your online sportsbook experts. And did we tell you Let me just say this. The accounts are full.
Y'all, we had 3 accounts. Those accounts got emptied pregame. They ain't empty no more.
They're not empty anymore because that money line, he come home to roost. That, what'd you get it at? 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9. It doesn't matter what number you took. All the numbers cashed, Clint, and that under. Oh, that under. The Tennessee team total under was 28.5.
That's
Clint.
A lot of points.
I took a Tennessee team total alt under at, are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Hit me.
14. Because he cashed too. BetOnline is the place that you go to make all these wagers. They are your online sportsbook experts and the official sportsbook partner of the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Go there right now. Enter the promo code Locked On. Safe, fast, reliable, and the only place Clint and I trust to make all of our online wagers. That's BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Stetson Bennett's that dude, Clint. And he don't care what kind of award you're about to win. He said, ladies in the stands in Athens, give your boy a ring. Because Bryce Young, Heisman Trophy winner,
sure,
outplayed by Stetson Bennett in the biggest game of Bryce Young's life. Hendon Hooker, soon to be Heisman Trophy winner.
Give him the trophy.
Outplayed by Stetson Bennett in the biggest game of Hendon Hooker's life. It's becoming a trend for the young man. He just goes out there and balls, Clint. He made one very bad throw very early in this game, and then Clint, he didn't do it. He didn't do anything bad the rest of the game. Georgia
Did you
fans.
get those national championship vibes to A.D. Mitchell on that go route, that double move that Ladd gave and just shook a man?
Oh my gosh, Ladd
just
McConkey
shook a man,
murdered that guy on the field. We're talking about MCLs just laying out on the grass
in front of God and everybody. He murders a dude. Goes for that touchdown. That gave me Stetson floated to his right, did that 2-step forward hop jump all the way in, touchdown.
Hold on, I'm just trying to think. I was listening to some national media people who I highly respect.
Oh yeah, no, all of them.
And I can't remember which one it was, but it must have been one of them because they all have very high-paying jobs and they're all very good at them.
Well, they all got the same memo that just simply said Tennessee is the most explosive offense.
Well, one of them said they expected multiple explosive 40-plus yard passes and Tennessee to have none of them. Who was that?
Oh, those guys, Daniel.
Those guys.
Those are us.
Okay.
These guys.
That was a different podcast.
We them those
listening.
guys. No, the other podcasts all said at one point Georgia had 6 plays over 20 yards and Tennessee had no plays over 20 yards. Stetson Bennett hit Ladd. Mm-hmm. He hit in stride Kenny Mack.
Arian Smith.
Yeah. Arian Smith should have had 2 of them.
Should have had just hit him in the breadbasket. That was a sealer right there, Arian. You got to make that catch. None of those plays are the plays that we should be talking about Stetson Bennett. Because one play transformed this game.
There were 2 plays in this game, and they happened very, very close together that basically defined the temperature and the tone. And the one was the absolute 75-yard leg missile. That was the punt that went out at the one.
Yep.
I've never seen a punt do that.
Lord in heaven.
Okay.
I felt some feelings. When he punted that football, I felt feelings.
The second play, again, that happened within a short time.
Was the Stetson Bennett pressure straight up the middle, right in his face. He should be down on the ground for a 7-yard loss.
And he did one of these.
He did a little high step.
Yep.
He did a little high knees to get away from that defender. And then he said, looky Lou, there's no one between me and the pylon. And so what if I just take this ball? And then what if I just take my helmet and ram it into the safety on Tennessee's helmet? And while I do that, what if I just kiss that pylon with the football? This dude, he gets it in a way that very few college athletes get it. Because he's not. This is the thing about Stetson Bennett.
Tell him.
Is he's not just a tryhard. He also happens to be very, very good.
Those days are dead and gone.
At many things. He's very talented. But he's also a tryhard, Clint. And that completely changes the dynamic of what he's capable of.
Because, Daniel, again, Hendon Hooker, AR-15, all of these guys are running out of bounds and trying to get away from contact like that.
They're all quite talented, I'm told.
And they are. Hey, look. Now the one guy, talented. If Bama fan, you're already here.
Bama fan. Let's just
I'm
wait
not
a
talking
minute.
about Bryce Young because he is quite good and he also tries very hard. Okay, so I'm not talking about him.
Sure. Let's talk about the rest of your team now.
No, don't do that. No, it's ugly. It's ugly.
Not ready yet. How many points did you give? Stop. Not yet.
But Daniel, that run, absolute, I'm going to bleed my heart for this team, and the team's going to respond back to him.
That's why I say
Daniel.
that play changed this game. Okay,
because
the defense had been playing great before that.
Yep.
But when you see a guy go out there and do that, these are 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. They respond to that, Clint.
Yes, they do.
That matters to them.
Much.
Momentum and hype and build up and want to. It matters to them. It's one of the reasons why Kirby's the best coach in America, why he always has his teams ready to play, why they never overlook, why they never shrink back in these types of moments, because he makes sure that they know that this is not a contest where you have to match up with Tennessee. That's not the narrative for Kirby Smart. For Kirby Smart, the narrative is this is a matchup where Tennessee has to come in here and look you in the eye, and they have to match up with you.
Yep.
I think Tennessee he said was not ready for that.
Again, he said, we will not be the ones hunted. We will be doing the hunting.
Yeah.
And they hunted for days. That throw to Roseme in the back of the end zone.
Sweet
if you guys watch,
of God.
If you watch the alternate end zone looking in, right, and you watch Stetson's feet and his arm angle on that, y'all, I know we can talk for days and we could joke for days about Canadian Football League and Stetson. Watch that touchdown throw. Because if you want to tell me what the NFL is looking for in a quarterback, it's that throw. Placement, accuracy, mobility, throwing in awkward positions, and arm action that actually gets results. Not arm velocity that gets interceptions, Florida. Arm action that results in touchdowns. That throw to Roseme was absolutely dimed. I loved every moment of it. And the last thing we have to say, Daniel, loyal third segment listeners, and all you going back right now, you on
Clint
the highway.
Clint has no desire to end this podcast. Clint has Clint. Normally, the way this podcast goes, third segment listeners will know this well, is I'm out here just talking. You know, like I'm out here just with one after the other after the other, and Clint is giving me this, like, let's wrap it up.
Not today, Daniel.
Clint's
not
like, and
today.
let me tell you another thing before.
Y'all fans, you murdered Tennessee's soul.
You killed them.
Crushed them. Thank you, Dog fans, for doing exactly what we knew you'd do. Thank you.
We had no doubt. I mean, there's never a doubt in anyone's mind.
No.
Georgia fans don't have to. Georgia fans out here at 11 a.m. Against Arkansas. Noon, whatever. Noon kick against Arkansas last year. They're out here being just elite, shaking the stadium against. You telling me at a 3:30 kick against a team that someone said was the number one team in college football? Whoops. You don't have to ask Dog fans. You know that they're going to be out there. You know that they're going to be elite. Tennessee fans, enjoy the national championship of being ranked number one in the college football playoff first rankings. Enjoy the national championship of Hendon Hooker redeeming himself and getting invited to New York, at least. Maybe he'll get invited with Bo Nix, apparently. That's the company we're keeping now.
Okay, that's
Hooker.
unique.
Well, they both share something interesting in common, Clint. I don't know if you know this, but Bo Nix and Hendon Hooker, they've never even come close to beating the University of Georgia, and they've had many chances. It's many chances now that they've had, and it ain't it. Tennessee's offense last year scored more points than Tennessee's offense this year against Georgia, which I guess goes to prove the point that Tennessee fans have been trying to make. These offenses are nothing alike. Last year's team and this year's team, nothing alike.
Last shout out to Daniel, who now gets to just go walking around Tennessee.
Guys. I just have to open my front door and just yell, "Go Dogs!" And I've done it, and I will do it again. You have no idea. I'm at Asher's my son's flag football game this morning, and it's just a sea of disgusting orange.
Sherbet colored everywhere.
Everywhere. It's going to be, number one, a lot less orange in Tennessee for the next couple of days.
Yes, sir.
And number two, it's just going to be a lot more fun to be wearing this whole thing around town, because it's great to be a Georgia Bulldog.
It is, Daniel.
Because we have better players than you, we have better coaches than you, and we have better fans than you.
3.
And we're going to be here all week talking about Georgia fans. We have so much more to say. We've not talked about Todd Monken yet. We've not talked about the running backs yet. We've not talked about Kenny Mack specifically. We haven't mentioned Brock Bowers yet.
I'm going to get wild on here, and I'm going to make Kenny McIntosh comparisons that are out of this world.
We haven't talked about JDJ yet, Clint. We haven't talked about so many aspects to this team, but it's okay. It's only Saturday. We'll be back. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll have our next episode will be out on Tuesday. Until then, listen to this one a couple times. Enjoy the trip home from Athens. Dog fans, you're the best. Tennessee fans, you're not here.
No.
But, I look forward to the Mississippi State fans. Are they? Do they exist?
No.
Is that a thing?
Nope.
No, they do not. All right. Well, he's Clint, and I'm Daniel, and we're the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Your team every day. See ya.